You know that warm, comforting cup of chamomile tea? It feels so simple, right? So timeless. But what if I told you that inside that cup is this incredible story, one that spans thousands of years and connects ancient gods, Roman soldiers, and even modern pop culture? That's what we're going to do today. We're going to explore the epic journey of this humble little flower.
I mean, for a lot of us, this is probably where we first even heard of chamomile, right? In Peter Rabbit, he has this super stressful day, and what does his mom do? She gives him a soothing dose. It's just one line from a kid's book, but it perfectly captures how we see chamomile today, as this gentle, calming, super familiar remedy.
But here's the thing. That reputation, it's way, way older than Peter Rabbit. It's really the end result of this incredible journey that crosses entire empires and millennia. So the big question is, how did this little daisy-like flower become one of the most beloved herbs in the entire world? Well, let's dive in and find out.
Okay, so to start, we have to go way back. I'm talking all the way back to the dawn of recorded history. Back then, chamomile wasn't just some simple folk remedy. No way. It was revered, it was prescribed, and it was even worshipped by some of the most powerful civilizations the world has ever known.
Just look at this timeline. It's pretty incredible when you think about it. We're talking over 4,000 years ago. The ancient Egyptians linked it to their most powerful god, Ra. They used it in everything from makeup to, get this, the sacred embalming of pharaohs. Then, fast forward a few centuries, and you've got Greek physicians like Hippocrates prescribing it. And after that, the Romans are using it to heal wounds and even flavor their drinks. It really was like an ancient super herb. And let's be clear, the Egyptians didn't just use chamomile. They worshipped it. Just let that sink in for a second. That level of reverence. It was held up as sacred, prized above all other herbs. And why? Well, probably because its little yellow center and white petals look like a tiny sun. The symbol of their god Ra. Pretty amazing. So where did the name chamomile even come from? Well, we've got the ancient Greeks to thank for that one. They called it chamamelon, which literally means earth apple. And that's because they thought the fresh flowers had this really distinct, sweet smell, kind of like apples. And what's really fascinating is how its uses were basically encoded right into its scientific name. So the botanical name for the most common type, Matricularia, that comes straight from the Latin word matrix, which means womb. And that's a direct nod to its long, long history of being used for women's health issues. All right, so let's jump forward a bit in time. As Europe moves into the Middle Ages, we see chamomile make this really interesting shift. It goes from the temples of the powerful elite to the homes of just regular, everyday people. It becomes a total cornerstone of daily life and folk medicine. And its versatility was just astonishing. I mean, the Anglo-Saxons had it on their list of 9 sacred herbs. People would literally scatter it on their floors to make their home smell better, kind of like a medieval air freshener. Brewers were using it to flavor beer before hops became the big thing. And get this, gardeners even called it the plant's physician because they believed planting it next to a sick plant could actually revive it. Its reputation for being so tough was so well known that it even became a metaphor in literature. It actually shows up in Shakespeare. In Henry IV, Falstaff uses it to talk about resilience, this idea that some things, and some people, actually get stronger the more they get stepped on. And maybe the Germans had the best name for it, a folk name that just sums it all up. Alles zutraut. It means capable of anything. And doesn't that just perfectly capture the trust people in the Middle Ages had for this little flower? It wasn't for just one specific problem. It was the go-to remedy for, well, pretty much everything. Okay, let's make another big jump forward. After all those centuries as a staple of folk tradition, the modern era comes along and chamomile's popularity just explodes. It totally cements its place, not just in medicine cabinets, but deep inside our global culture. And the scale of this modern revival is just staggering. Get this, in just a 3-year period between 1995 and 1998, the worldwide production of dried chamomile flowers doubled. It went from 500 to 1,000 tons a year. I mean, that is a massive, massive surge in demand.
And honestly, once you start looking for it, you see its cultural footprint is everywhere. It was brought over to the Americas way back in the 1500s by European settlers. It's the national flower of Russia. It's in the title of a famous British novel. And yep, it even got a shout out in a No Doubt song from Gwen Stefani. So from a national symbol all the way to a pop lyric, it is absolutely part of our modern world.
So, Okay, after this wild journey through literally thousands of years of human history, what does this all mean? What does it tell us? I think the story of chamomile is, when you boil it all down, a story of just remarkable adaptability and endurance. I mean, just think about that story arc for a second. It starts out as this sacred offering to a sun god in Egypt. Then it becomes this vital medicine for ancient doctors. Then it transforms into a medieval cure-all. And where does it end up? In a little tea bag in your kitchen cupboard. Honestly, very, very few things in this world have stayed so consistently useful to so many people for that long. It's truly amazing. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? The incredible story of this one simple flower is a great reminder that the most ordinary things can have the most extraordinary histories. It really makes you wonder, what other ancient histories are hiding out in our own kitchen cupboards, just sitting there waiting to be discovered.